Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Royal Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, the clan was somewhat short on food, but thanks to the two hunting parties, they managed to bring back a large amount of prey for all the royal cats. Sadly, Scorch Hollow is also caring for a damaged tail, which was injured when a tree fell on it. It is now Moon 164, in the third turn of Leaf Fall. Let's see what happens next. We are diving straight into the main events, and things are pretty heavy in this episode, guys. Something we've been talking about for the last couple of episodes has finally come to pass, so let's take a look. Royal Clan has no deputy, Freezefur has gotten white cough, Queen Rainstar collapses in the midst of camp, losing her remaining lives to old age. The leader has no lives left and has traveled to Star Clan. Foxstar has become the new leader of the clan. They vow that they will protect the clan even at the cost of their 9 lives. We're going to take a look at his leader ceremony in a second. Burnport trips over an unseen rabbit hole, spraining her paw. Shining Stripe is rocked by the loss of Queen Rainstar. All those memories and shared moments are now burdens that he must carry alone. When no one needs anything from him, he breaks down, wailing uncontrollably and cursing the world that took Queen Rainstar instead of him. After learning about Queen Rainstar's death, Inkfeather can't seem to catch her breath as fits of sobs and cries come over her. She trembles, tearing at her nest, unable to sleep as she broods over Rainstar's last moments. Did she suffer? Was she scared? Part of Cinnamon Tail assumed nothing bad could ever happen to Royal Clan when Queen Rainstar was there. With her gone, how will they carry on? He makes a point of removing foliage from Rainstar's nest, snapping at any hindrance. His paws tremble over the material, distraught when he realizes how fast Rainstar's scent is fading. The past moon, Queen Rainstar has taken their place in Star Clan. Royal Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. So Queen Rainstar, guys, she is now in Star Clan. Where is she? Yep, she's over here in Star Clan. Rainstar, she lived 193 moons, which is a lot. And then, if we go back, to the cat list, things have changed in the political ranks, of course. Foxstar is the new leader. His younger brother, Ghostfeather, is now the royal advisor. Freezefur is the royal physician, and Cinnamon Tail is the new matchmaker. I'm glad that at least our leader and our King Foxstar, oh my goodness. I'm glad that at least King Foxstar and our royal advisor are in good enough health to be able to lead the clan in this time. But okay, let's take a look at his leader ceremony, and then we actually need to pick a new clan focus because we have a new king in power. He's gonna want to do things differently. So okay, let's take a look. Foxclaw, King Foxclaw, Foxclaw, leaves to speak with Star Clan. He's going to become king in a second. He closes his eyes and is immediately surrounded by his loved ones, friends, and clanmates who have passed on. Stars shine throughout their pelts, and their eyes are warm as they greet the new leader. Bear Pelt steps forward to give Foxclaw a life for endurance. Foxclaw grits his teeth as the life rushes into him. Foxclaw's breath catches in his throat as Garlic Glow steps forward, immediately feeling as though the heavenly warrior could see right through him. Garlic Glow holds Foxclaw's gaze as she gives him a life for accountability, imploring him to embrace transparency in his actions, for only then will he earn the respect and loyalty of a royal clan. Quill Runner walks up to Foxclaw, offering a life of strength. He smiles and states that the clan will do well under Foxclaw's leadership. Magpie dips her head in greeting. Energy surges through Foxclaw's pelt as he receives a life for acceptance. She assures Foxclaw that he is almost done. Frostfade waltzes up to Foxclaw's side like a whirlwind, his fur sticking up in all angles. He gives the new leader a life for instincts before dashing off into the crowd of starlight. Icicle Speck pads up to the new leader, softly touching his nose to Foxclaw's head. He gives a life for protection. Hemlock steps forward to give Foxclaw a life for determination. Foxclaw grits his teeth as the life rushes into him. Foxclaw's breath catches in his throat as River Whistle steps forward, immediately feeling as though the heavenly warrior could see right through him. River Whistle holds Foxclaw's gaze as he gives a life for openness, imploring him to embrace transparency for his actions, for only then will he earn the respect and loyalty of Royal Clan. Finally, Queen Rainstar steps forward. There is pride in her gaze as she stares into Foxclaw's eyes. She gives a life for endurance in the face of hardship. Rainstar hails Foxclaw by his new name, King Foxstar, telling him that his old life is no more. He is granted guardianship of Royal Clan and is told to use his power wisely. The group of starry cats yowls Foxstar's name in support. Foxstar wakes up feeling a new strength within his body and knows that he is now ready to lead the clan. So that's what we have for King Foxstar, guys. King Foxstar. And I'm just realizing, like, I can actually change their names to include the titles, but I haven't been doing that thus far. It's okay. We won't get into that, but it's interesting to note that it is something I can add if I so choose. But okay, we have Foxstar, and I've told you the new rules that we have as well. We're gonna go down to the Warrior's Den. I'm a little bit nervous because Foxstar being a sneaky king, he is gonna want to do things differently. In fact, he's actually thinking of sabotaging the other clans rather than helping them. So our matchmaker and our warriors will work together to undermine the other clans. Only available, yeah, okay. So we're gonna change our focus for the remainder of King Foxstar's reign to sabotaging other clans. This is slowly but surely gonna take us down a path of war, which I'm worried about because war always affects growth. But okay, we're changing the focus. Right now we're allied with everyone, but that is probably going to change with time, which is terrifying. That's where we're at right now, though. Over in the Medicine Cat Den, Freezefur, our new royal physician, has White Cough, which is not good. Scorch Hollow still has that mangled tail. Out of the den, Cinnamon Tail, Ink Feather, and Shining Stripe are grief-stricken over the Queen's death. Burnpaw has a sprain, unfortunately, which is going to set her back in training. We don't have anything minor because we have more serious injuries. What do we have in the log? Rosemary was used for Queen Rainstar's body. Cinnamon Tail was given Poppy as treatment for grief-stricken. Scorch Hollow was given Goldenrod as treatment for mangled tail. And Ghostfeather could not find any herbs this moon. Okay, let's take a look at our relationship events to see if maybe we can get a clear idea of what Rainstar was doing before she passed on. Shining Stripe caught Lotus Gaze rolling his eyes after Shining Stripe asked for help. Shining Stripe and Burnpaw cuddle during a storm. Shining Stripe helps Flarefreckle hide from a clanmate. Scorch Hollow doesn't respect Flarefreckle's personal space lately. Some of Inkfeather's favorite memories are with Scorch Hollow. Lotus Gaze flicked some sand over Inkfeather's fresh kill while she was eating. Foxclaw watches Bonepaw training for something and nods approvingly at her progress. The whole clan notices how Foxclaw and Burnpaw are lately. Ghostfeather hears Scorch Hollow laugh at a clanmate's joke, even though it was lame. Also something I completely forgot about, but now that Cinnamon Tail is a matchmaker, unfortunately it means that Hazelpaw is going to have a new mentor, so I wonder who that's going to be. Oh, also, I just realized Bonepaw's mentor died. Queen Rainstar was her mentor. That means she also has a new mentor. Okay, Ghostfeather doesn't think the object that Fiercetooth asked him to find is real. The clan is surprised to see Freezefur and Burnpaw chatting casually over a meal. Freezefur notices how Scorch Hollow is being helpful around camp. Queen Rainstar and Midnight accidentally startle one another. Cinnamon Tail respects Queen Rainstar's opinion despite disagreeing with it. Okay. Cinnamon Tail keeps asking Inkfeather to explain a joke, but Inkfeather says that Cinnamon Tail had to be there. So Rainstar was kind of walking around camp doing a few things here and there. I suppose it seemed like it was an entirely normal day. Cinnamon Tail doesn't think that Bonepaw's intentions are all pure. Okay. Fierce Tooth learns that some pelt grooming techniques from Scorch Hollow, and tells Scorch Hollow some of her own. Burnpaw sends a clanmate to help Fierce Tooth with something she's struggling with. Midnight feels bad that she caused a problem for Freezefur. Midnight scoffed loudly at one of King Foxstar's suggestions. Okay, so between where is she? A Rainstar kind of having a moment of being startled at Midnight and having a discussion with Cinnamon Tail, she has passed on, because then Foxclaw becomes Foxstar. He becomes king. Oh wow. That must be hard. I suppose, though, everyone would have kind of known it was coming because she's quite up there in age. But it would still hurt. Lotus Gaze is taken aback by one of Hazelpaw's comments. Lotus Gaze thinks Bonepaw was nice to him today. Scorch Hollow poses a crazy theory to Cinnamon Tail, and they chat about it for a while. Scorch Hollow's friend doesn't trust Bonepaw. Freezefur tells Burnepaw that a pelt is shiny today. Hazelpaw hears Bonepaw laugh at a clanmate's joke, even though it was lame. Bonepaw hears Scorch Hollow purring during a nap. And then, of course, we have everyone grieving. But I actually really, really want to know, who are the new mentors? Hazelpaw is obviously still being... Oh no. Was it... We have... How many changes do we have? Because Burnepaw... Oh. Was Burnepaw... No, Burnepaw was... Sorry, I'm mixing everything up. Burnepaw was being mentored by her father Foxstar, so like that's... Nothing's changed there. But she has a sprain, so she's still gonna fall behind. Hazelpaw is now being mentored by her mother, Fierce Tooth. Okay, so her mother has kind of stepped up, and Fierce Tooth, she is insecure, so I really don't know how she's gonna be able to do. Like, I wonder if she's gonna be able to step up and lead Hazelpaw in the way that Hazelpaw needs to be led. But she favors Hazelkit. That's another thing, though. Like, I wonder if she would baby Hazelpaw a little bit and not push her nearly as much because she doesn't want to be disliked by her favorite kitten. Whereas Cinnamon Tail was more confident and able to lead Burnepaw a little bit better. Hazelpaw a bit better, so that's intriguing. And then Bonepaw is being mentored by Lotus Gaze. Lotus Gaze, who is also insecure. Whereas Rainstar was charismatic. So I don't know how these mentor changes are going to affect Bonepaw and Hazelpaw. It seems as though Foxstar really has the advantage on this. He is the most experienced. And then we have, I am pretty sure, and then we have Fierce Tooth and Lotus Gaze, the least experienced. How fascinating. How fascinating. But I feel like the apprentices have stronger personalities than the two new mentors. Huh. Okay, let's take a look at the cat list. So the first thing that I want to go through, because we just had a new king that came into power, we want to take a look at the loyalties of our cats. And these are the loyalties that are going to stay with them throughout King Foxstar's reign. So King Foxstar, guys, only has 4 loyalists. Cinnamon Tail, Fierce Tooth, Inkfeather, and Flare Freckle are the only ones that are loyal to him. All the other cats, obviously the apprentices, they will choose their loyalty, or they'll declare their loyalty when they become young adults and fully fledged warriors at 12 moons. For now, though, with all the adult cats that we have, Foxstar doesn't have a whole lot of support in the clan. He's got, what, like 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 cats that are anti-loyalists, and only 4 cats that are loyalists to him. And I think a lot of that probably has to do with the fact, even though he was born a royal, raised a royal, he's one of their own. But I think this probably has to do with the fact that he is sabotaging the other clans in the forest, or, you know, the independent groups of cats. He's sabotaging them, and sooner or later they are going to retaliate, and some of these other cats are aware of that, and they don't want to live through a time of war, which is fascinating. We know Inkfeather is his mother, of course. Is he related to Cinnamon Tail and Foxclaw, I wonder, in any way? Actually, hold on. It'll be better to check here. He's not related to Cinnamon Tail, and he's mated to Fierce Tooth. Yeah, that makes sense. Cinnamon Tail just agrees with Foxstar's methods, it seems. Okay, that's fair enough. Intriguing. The next thing I want to check up on is actually, and I've gone ahead for all the cats, and they actually now have a, like, in the notes, I have their loyalties written down, because as we move through different leaders, it's hard to keep track. Like, what I do right now with the favorites, that only shows us right now, you know, what the current status is, but when we have multiple leaders, it's hard to keep track of, like, who they supported, who they didn't. So I think what I prefer to do is now put it in the notes as well. But okay, I want to see how the apprentices are going, because this loss would have really rocked, I think, their life. Bonepaw is still ahead at 48 experience. Burnpaw has 36, and Hazelpaw has 32. Okay, even though Bonepaw has Lotus Gaze as a mentor, and Lotus Gaze doesn't have an experience, neither is he a very strong mentor, or, you know, someone with a strong personality, I think Bonepaw has enough drive to maybe, like, get through and graduate as the Bone Princess. That would be interesting. Okay, let's see what everyone is doing for the day. King Foxstar is glad it's not so hot out anymore. Ghostfeather thought he saw a cat, but turns out it's a two-legged object that just looks like one. Freezefur is feeling excited. Cinnamon Tail leaps into a pile of fallen leaves. Fierce Tooth ran out of camp the moment she saw Queen Rainstar's body. Scorch Hollow is hoping Midnight will tell him a new story. Lotus Gaze is telling Inkfeather a story. Bonepaw wonders if Lotus Gaze was a good apprentice, so she is taking interest in her new mentor, which I love, because she had a very close relationship with her grandmother. Burnpaw wishes she could take the day off. Hazelpaw got startled by a squirrel. Midnight helps the warriors reinforce the camp walls. She's already expecting trouble. Inkfeather is patiently standing guard outside of camp. Shining Stripe is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad. Flare Freckle is feeling restless today. Let's go in, I was gonna say into matchmaking, but we can't do any matchmaking since Cinnamon Tail is down, so well, that's all for the cat list. But I wanted to show you guys, actually. If we go down here, then I do have in the notes written down the loyalties of the different cats. So, like, Ghostfeather, his own brother, is an anti-loyalist. He doesn't agree with his brother's policy, I suppose. And then, you know, with Cinnamon Tail is a loyalist, so I'll have it written in the notes from now on. And Foxstar, he's not like a prince. He wasn't a fox prince or anything. His brother is the ghost prince, his younger brother. His younger brother's, you know, more elite than him. Interesting. Fascinating. But that is all we have for the cat list. And now we are on to patrols. So we currently have 100.5 prey. We need 29.5, so we don't have to worry about food. Ghostfeather, let's send... Oh no, Ghostfeather is not... Sorry. He is not a real physician anymore, guys. That is Freezefur, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna have a patrol of 6. Okay, let's send these guys out and see what they get up to. We have Fierce Tooth, Ghostfeather, Bonepaw, Hazelpaw, Lotus Gaze, and King Foxstar. Foxstar sees 2 kids from Snowy Clan playing close to the border. Proceed. as King Foxstar goes to step over the border with Fiercetooth, his mate, to retrieve the kits and bring them to Servant Clan, they stop as they hear a Snowy Clan patrol shouting for the kits. King Foxstar is relieved to know they'll be safe with their own clan and resumes his patrol. The patrol doesn't realize that the Snowy Clan cat saw them cross the border and now look upon their departing backs with fury. Oh, okay. I thought, because he's sneaky, he was trying to take the kittens into Servant Clan, but I suppose he was trying to just bring them back to a safe camp and then maybe return them later on. But Snowy Clan cats interpreted the whole thing differently. Fascinating, but our relations have worsened. Not the greatest start to his reign, but I think we're expecting this. And that's all we have for this episode. A lot happened with the death of Queen Brainstar, the rise of King Foxstar, and the various shifts to the political ranks, as well as the mentors overseeing the young apprentices. But with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.